just carry it from the top and I drop it in Sublime. When I drop it in Sublime, it clearly shows the folders that I'm having in my Sublime text editor. And among the files that we opened last time, they are also included. They are also included. We designed the HTML. We designed the index.html as our first file, and we said it is always the home page. It is always the page that is having the content, to whenever you click on our URL, you join it straight away. But before I proceed, I've seen one of my colleagues has joined the call. Please allow me to call him to say hello to you and introduce himself. My senior Ali. Now let us continue. Last time we said.
Sorry,
yes,
I didn't say my name.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. I'm Ali Balunywa. I prefer calling me Mr. Ali. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Next time, don't forget. You might forget the mail. Next time, don't forget. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, last time we said that I've just demonstrated to you that once you open up your Sublime, you carry the folder that you created and you drop it in Sublime for you to have these files reflecting. And then we went ahead and we designed the index.html, and we said this HTML page helped us to understand a few elements that we were supposed to interface with during our development over the website. And because some of you were not on this call, let us try to write our HTML structure of the contact page afresh, okay? Okay, we proceed. We said that the first thing you do is to declare your document, that the document I'm going to type in Sublime is an HTML document. And for us to declare this, we type this. We say, we call on the less than symbol, exclamation mark, then we say doc type HTML. Doc type HTML, then we close. A doc means document. The document type is HTML. Then we said last time that an HTML must have two tags, the opening tag and the closing tag. So we start with the HTML. We are just going to type it, HTML, we put the opening tag. The opening tag is the tag that doesn't have a slash after a less than symbol, okay? So whatever goes in the middle here is the one, those are the things that go between the tags. So we need to have what we call the closing tag. So this is an opening tag and this is a closing tag, okay? This one is a closing tag. The first one on your left is an opening tag. Then we said inside the HTML, the way you can see from line 2 to line 17, this is the middle of the HTML. It is like the brackets of the HTML. So inside the HTML structure, we have two elements. We have two main elements. The first element is the head. We have the head tag. As you can see, the head tag also has the opening tag and the closing tag, okay? Then the second element inside the HTML structure is the body. So still the body has the opening tag and the closing tag. How do we use these ones? Whatever goes in the head of the HTML structure, it is the information that is describing our website to the web browser. It is trying to communicate to the web browser that before you load our work, you must know about this information. And part of the information that goes into the head, last time we said we have the title. We have the title tag. The title tag describes the title of our website. As we saw last time, we are still going to see it where it does appear, okay? Where it does appear. Then we said that in the body, inside the body tag, we only put the elements that we want to see on our website. The way you see this screen like this, the entire screen like this, it can be a web page, okay? So whatever we put inside the body those are the elements that we want to see them appear on the website or on our web page when we load it in the web browser. Any content, be it a text, be it the image, be it any other kind of text like tables, forms, among others, buttons. When you want them to appear, you must indicate them in the body. Good, that's where our content goes. Is that okay? Let us put a dummy. Last time we said, hello, BBC. But this time we are going to say second lecture. We are having a second lecture as a flat text. We are having a second lecture. We save. Then we asked ourselves that how can we load this page into our website? We said we load the page into a website by right-clicking inside your Sublime. Then you go to open in a browser. Let us try to open. But remember, every time you make changes in a code, you must save, you must resave, you must update the lines of code, okay? So we are opening in a browser. When I open in a browser, we are viewing, we are in a okay, it is a whatever, but we are in a second lecture. We are in a second lecture. In the second lecture. So whatever we type here must be seen on our web page. So assuming I get this content, and I get this content, I type it up here outside the body. We save, we go back to our page. When you go back to the page, instead of reloading again over and over again in the browser, you can refresh by pressing Ctrl R, or by refreshing this icon. You press on this icon for it to reload the page. When we reload the page, it goes up. So it is just showing you that this is just a flat text. Okay? But if you are to put the tags, it does not appear anywhere. Now, what happens? Last time we had what we call a dummy. We are going to use our course outline to cover what we covered last time. If at all you do, remember. Okay? Here, it is in eWeb. This is for Boeing. Okay. This one. So, after understanding that HTML structure, we went ahead and started playing around with the text, okay? Playing around with the text, paragraphing. Now, let us start with a heading. Some of the elements in HTML, we have what we call the heading. The heading is represented by the H tag. The H tag. But the H's, according to the sizes, they go from H1 to H6. H1 being the largest and H6 being the smallest. So the H1 tag, if you want to have a heading, we put here first heading, we save, first heading. Now, when you put here our first heading, we save, we try to rerun into our page and we see what's going to show. Back here to our contact page, I refresh. You see, this shows us that this is the first what? Our first heading, okay? It being the biggest. Now, then it goes up to H1, up to H6. H1, H2, yeah? H2, say H2, sorry. H2 tag, this is a second heading. We can have as many as possible, up to H, up to H6, something like that. The second heading, this is the third one, the third heading, the fourth, and the fifth. Now we change these tags. This is H2, this will be H3, okay? H3, change that to H3. You change even this one to H3, this one's H4, sorry, this one's H4, this one's H5, but let us make this one H6 to say the smallest. Let me just indicate here the smallest. The smallest. Okay. These tags must relate H6. H6. Like that. We save. Once we save, we go back to our browser. Let me hope you are in position to see my browser. We go back to our browser, then we refresh, Ctrl+R. As you can see this, I think there's a tag we have not closed well. As you can see this, the first heading is big, the second heading is small. Yes.
Tab 4 wasn't closed well. It wasn't closed well.
Yes, that's why it is showing this tag. I've already seen it, I've said it. We are going to put it right. Like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? They are varying in sizes depending on the number of H that you're giving, the tag that you're giving. The tag will always depend. The tag will always help you to know the size that you want to display. Okay. Now, what happens, ladies and gentlemen, in your entire website, you cannot have H1s throughout. Why? You can only have one main heading. Only have one main heading on a given page. Others are subheadings. So you use these ones depending on what you're trying to describe. For example, you can have the heading, the main heading being the programs. The programs, okay? The programs that you're studying. Programs. Then inside the programs, you can have the H4s or the H6, among others, okay? You can have them here when you're naming maybe your lists, okay? You have, after listing the elements, you can have maybe the course units now that you're having, you keep on listing them, but you cannot maintain an H1 throughout. Why? Your website does not look well, cannot look well. If someone looks at your website, they will display on the page, but when someone looks at your website, they will just know that you are an amateur in designing a website, okay? Okay, now, these are H tags. They are help us in giving headings, okay? Then we also have what we call paragraphs. A paragraph is represented by a P tag, okay? A paragraph is represented by a P tag. Whenever you want to display a text in form of a paragraph, please, you can go ahead and then you name it as, you put it in a P tag, yeah? You put it in a P tag. When you put it in a P tag, it helps you to show, like on your website, that what I'm presenting here is a paragraph, nothing other than a paragraph, okay? You can manipulate these paragraphs by giving them more attributes. You might make it bold. You can do the internal styling. You say, I want it, you say style, you say style, you say, you can talk about the font style, okay? Say font style, you put there bold. Font style, bold, terminate, okay? So, sorry. Let us see whether we have made changes. We have not made changes. Can try terminate and we see whether we have made changes. Sorry, it's not working. But you can style, you can keep on styling this, whatever. You can style your paragraph. You can, let me just put font size. You can put font size, let us say maybe 16 points, pixels, or you can put them in points because they are just text, okay? You see whether it will increase. Yes, it has increased somehow, but you might not notice the change. Let us put it to 26. So there are different elements or attributes that are pertaining particular elements, and you can keep on changing depending on what you want to display, okay? Let us continue on now, whatever. Then we also have what we call line breaks. Line breaking We talked about line breaking. We said we use a BL tag when you want to break down let us say the paragraph, and we're using our paragraph that we're using last time. We're using a dummy paragraph, okay, which is Rorem. You press tab, the text comes. This is what we did. It is just a dummy. It is just helping us instead of taking a lot of time typing and what. Just we are using it to help us do what? To help us understand what we are trying to talk about. Now, for example, when you look at this page, let me fast load it. Let me fast load. Please, Mukama, mute, please. Please mute.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah, you can type. Yes, you can type. Okay. Pardon, sir. I pardon on paragraphing or a paragraph. You have to tell me what to pardon, okay? You have to tell me, indicate what you want me to talk about. You have to indicate. Okay, I'm waiting for the question. Creating a dummy. Okay. Creating a dummy, we are saying, when we are creating a dummy, let us go back here. Control Z, let me first go Control Z. We are saying that when you want to create a dummy text, we are putting a dummy text into our paragraph tag, okay? We are opening a P tag. That's a paragraph. Now, inside that P tag, we type the word Rorem, L-O-R-E-M, which is Rorem. Then you press your tab button. Tab, it brings for us that text. You control save, okay? You control save. Is that okay? Now we are going to talk about line breaking. That's why I was bringing a dummy text to explain the line breaking, okay? Akedo Sarah, we are going to explain that. Sharon, is that fine? We proceed. Is that fine and we proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now, when we go to our page here after saving, we are going to have something like this. Have you seen this long text? The dummy text, the one for Rorem, okay? The one for Rorem. Hilda Whitney, the speed is too much. Because it is too much because we are repeating what we did. That's why I'm trying to go through. Then we start on what we were supposed to do today. That's why I'm a little bit faster. Or else we just go back, we just continue on what we're supposed to do today. Okay? I'm repeating what I did last time. You all, I'm in a different class. Did I do these things with you guys? Did I do them with you? Yes, let me just repeat a little bit, then we continue where we are supposed to. We are not going to be covering the same thing over and over, but I knew some of you didn't understand or some of you missed out, so we wanted to be on the same point. Very good, let us proceed. Now, this dummy text, you can see that from here up to this side is just our text. But we may want to break our text from here. That if you want your sentence to go to the next line, have you seen up to here? Have you seen where I have highlighted? I want this text to go to the next line, not to continue, to start on the new line. Okay, that's where we use our line break. So we are going to come where we want to break the page from. This word, we want to break the page. After this word, we want this next sentence to go on the next line. Okay, we use what we call the break tag, which is the BR tag. Our BR tag, like that. We save. When we save, let us go back to the browser and we see the changes. Have you seen here? We want this one to go to the next line. I'm going to refresh and we see that. Analyze critically. When I refresh, the page, the line, the sentence goes to the next line. We are using the break tag that please break for us this content. From here, we want it to go to the next line, okay? So you indicate it in the position where you want the break to happen. Is that okay? That was breaking. Then we also have other attributes that we need to play along with. We have the italic. Now let us play with that text. In this text, we have a number of tags, a number of attributes that we can play around with. You can note them down. You can note them down. Pull out your books and note this down. Pull out the books and note this down, okay? We are going to have, we don't close here. We don't close the line, because it is just a straight tag. We don't say that start from here, end here. Our opening and closing tag helps us to know where to start and where to stop. But the breaking, we just wanted it to happen in that particular position. That's why we just have only the opening tag. Thank you for that. Now, write somewhere the word delete. Write somewhere delete. Write somewhere mark. You can write. Are you guys not hearing me? There's someone complaining about my network. Are you guys not hearing me?
I can hear you.
Yes, someone is saying, and you put these messages, always put these messages in for everyone to see, such that they can, we are hearing. Very good. Now, then you can also put sub, and then you can put sub, okay, for the below. Then, okay, those are the elements that we are going to, those are the attributes that we are going to use on our text, okay? You can even indicate strong. Let us go there. So, let us start with bolding. We want to bold our first statement, okay? We want to bold our first, what is this one? What if I want to put a space in the text? I still use break. We just use space to space it. You just use space to space it. Okay. What I'm saying, that we are going to use this dummy. We want to highlight, we want to bold our first statement. We use what we call a B tag. A B tag is used to bold. But now, remember bolding, we want it to end somewhere. Like someone who was asking, I think it was Fiona, who was asking about the breaking. So a B tag, you specify where do you want the bolding to start from and where do you want the bolding to end, okay? And we want our bolding to end somewhere here, okay? So we are going to put here our B tag. We are going to put our B tag there. The opening tag is here at the beginning, and the closing tag is at the end of the first statement. We want to bold this. We are bolding the first sentence from here up to here. We want it bold. So I refresh, it becomes bold, okay? It becomes bold. Then we said that bold can also, you can use the word strong also to bold, but for strong, it is used when you're emphasizing something. Strong is used when you're emphasizing something. So let us use on this last part, we use the word strong, our element strong, and then we see how it can affect, it can make the changes. So we are putting here strong, we type the strong tag, okay? It has the opening and closing tag. So we take this closing tag here, then we save. We want our last line here to be bold, but is an emphasis, yeah? We are making an emphasis. We refresh, it happens. After refreshing, it happens. Then we also have an element known as italic. We have, pardon on bold, sir. We say bold, we use a B tag to make these things bold, to make our line bold. Have you seen this? Let us go back here and you see. This is B tag. Let us first remove it. Let us remove the B tag. Close. Now let us go back to the work here. Look at our first statement, our first sentence there. When I refresh, it is normal text, okay? It's just normal text. This one is just normal text. But you may want it to look bold. When you're not emphasizing anything, for example, you may want to bold your paragraph, this word paragraph. Let us use it on paragraph. You may want to bold paragraph. So you come here where there is your paragraph here, okay? You bold, you put a tag, you put a B tag, which is B, like that. Then you come at the end of your paragraph because you want it to end, the bolding to end there. You come here and then you close, okay? You save. When you go back to the page here, our page, look at the word paragraph, whether we are going to have some changes. Have you seen? The changes do appear. The changes do appear. So what you mean, Yusuf is asking, so what you mean to say is that both bold and strong are used to bolden. But I gave you the reason. I said that bold, using the word strong, it's when you want to emphasize something in your text. So that when someone is taking your code, he knows that this is an emphasis. You're not just bolding for the purpose of bolding, yeah? But you're making it more visible. It can be inside a text. You want to make it more visible, okay? So strong is for emphasize, okay? Then let us talk about italic. Let us talk about italic. Let us talk about italic. Italic. Now, italic, we use italic when we want to emphasize external information. For example, maybe a keyword, you're making a statement, then maybe, for example, you're writing your website, but there's a word in Luganda, okay? You want to emphasize it like among your normal text, you want something to appear a little bit different, okay? So we use an I tag, okay? We use an I tag. Let us come down here. Let us come down. I'm first showing you how these elements work before we start using them in our program. So let us have another paragraph here. And I say, this text is in italic, Now, let us first go back to the page and we see whether it is going to show. We refresh here. Have you seen this page, this word? This word is not in italic. It's a normal one. Now, for us to make it look italic, we use an I tag. We come here, we open at the beginning of our paragraph, we indicate I, we close, okay? We come and then we close the I tag here by putting a slash, it comes. We save. After saving, I wanted to use this 1 hour, the first hour to do that. After saving, we come back, look at this text, the one that is down at this text in italic. When I refresh, the text changes to italic. Now, it is also an emphasis that you're using an external word, maybe in your document, or you're having an external site that you want your user to know that this thing is not part of us, but it is just connecting us somewhere, okay? That is italic. Then, there are other things that you've done known as marked, okay? Let us put here another text to talk about mark. Mark. Let us first put our paragraph, and then you say this text just for teaching. It's not what you're supposed to type. This text is marked. This text is marked. Now, we want the word text to be marked. And sometimes you can also use it for emphasizing that. For example, they are telling you that you should go and buy a screen. So mostly someone is emphasizing a screen. Or maybe there's a statement, make sure you first see Muhsin before you come back from campus. So what you have to do, you have to mark the name Muhsin, okay? But here we are going to mark text. What we do, we come here in our text. Let us first see how it appears before. When I refresh here, our text is here. I think you can see it. It is a normal text. Now we want this word to be highlighted. We use the keyword mark to highlight a given text. Okay? We want that word to be highlighted. There is no need to delete Fiona. There is no need. A paragraph is another tag on its own. An italic tag is also another tag on its own. They must be there. They can coexist. Good. Okay. Now, for us to do that, we come where there is this word. I open a tag. and I type the word mark. I close the tag, okay? Then at this side also, we make sure that that text is in the middle. I put a slash, I close. Have you seen this? We are saying mark this text. We want to see the change. So I save. After saving, I go back to see whether we have the changes. Look at that text, we refresh. The text is marked in yellow, okay? It is highlighted in yellow. Can you see it here? Let me first zoom a bit, I think. Can you see it there? Can you see this word, this text highlighted? It's visible, right? Very good. Now, among other things that I told you, which other thing did I indicate there? We have delete, okay? For example, we can say, this is, for example, you can have another paragraph. I wanted to write that this is BBC class, yeah? But I end up writing BBA. I said this is BBA class. This is BBA class. Something like this. So let us first save and see. When I come here, I refresh, we are saying this is BBA class. But we all know that this class is not for BBA. This is a class for BBC. It's a class for BBC. Yes, closing a tag is a must. Okay, I'm seeing someone interacting there. That's good. Now, what we do when we want to cancel that, we use a delete tag. The word we want to delete is this one. So I bring del, okay? I delete this. It's a delete tag. I come, I delete, I close it from here. I say, I don't want that word to appear, but rather, I want BBC to appear, okay? I want BBC to appear. Save. So what will happen? BBA will appear, but it will be crossed out. Look at this text very well. I think I've zoomed enough and you can see it. I think I've zoomed enough. Down here, BBA. So let us try to refresh. When I refresh here, BBA is crossed out. BBA is crossed out and we are having a BBC class. You say, this is a BBC class. BBA is crossed out. We are using a del tag. A bold tag, you close it. I said a tag defines where you want the bolding to start from and where do you want it to end from. So where you want it to start from, you put an opening tag of BB, okay? Then of B. Then you put where you want to close, you put where you want the bolding to stop, you put a closing tag for B. Okay, this one saying that pardon on retaining BBC. We are saying, we are crossing out. We made a mistake of typing that this is a BBA class. But we all know that it's a BBC class. So we go back here to our text here. We have indicated the word that we want to cross. It is inside the delete tag. The delete tag is going to help us, to delete. One of the features that you're going to try it yourself, it's also known as the emphasize tag. An emphasize tag, when you want to put an emphasis, okay? You just type this, you try it yourself, okay? You try it yourself. It is called EM, small EM. I think I told you that HTML is not case sensitive. HTML is not case sensitive, but sorry, I typed it in the wrong. Want to type for everyone to see. Typed it in the wrong. Okay, this is who? Okay, let me put here everyone in the meeting. It is an EM tag, yeah. You use it as an emphasis. You use it as an emphasis. Is that okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, there are other tags that I think I didn't talk about, like the SPAB. Okay, let us use one for SPAB, yeah, for SAP. So this one, for example, let us go here and then we first write this statement, this paragraph tag, and then we say water is indicated or is represented by H2O. It is H2O. Isn't it? We save. When we come here, we refresh our page. When you refresh our page, are you seeing this statement? Water is indicated H2O. But remember, when you're doing chemistry, this 2 does not be on the same line, isn't it so? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? When you're writing H2O in chemistry, do you put it on the same line? No. Now, this is where we can use a sub to make the text a halfway the text size, but below. So what we do, we come here inside the H, where we want to indicate the 2, we put here SP, like that tag, and then we close it from here. We say this, sub, we close the tag. When you save this, you want to see some difference in the text. Look at the 2. Look at the 2. We see how it is going to appear. Have you seen? H2O. H2O. Okay? We are saying something like that H2O is supposed to be between this tag. We are supposed to close it here. We didn't close, like that. Save. And you see, we only want the effect to take on 2. Are you seeing that? It is an H2O. It is an H2O. Is that fine? Are you seeing how we are doing that? Have you seen how we are doing that? So, yes, very good. Now, for example, the same thing, let us try to type something that may have a power or something, okay? Sorry. Here, let us try with another paragraph. I'm trying to use this text so that you understand what we are trying to mean, but we are going to use a group of these elements. We are going to use a group of these elements while we are coming up with our website. And others you're going to keep on working on them. Okay, let us say this is to show a power. Let us say that if I try to show that, so we say 7 to power 3. 7 to power 3. Sometimes they normally use this symbol. Say to power 3. Okay? Let us come here and refresh. When you refresh our code, we come here, you see something like this. But the power cannot be like this, isn't it? So we interchange and we use the other, we can just use a sub here. We just say, open this tag, put a sub. Put it up for us. Save. I might not close it. If at all I don't have the following text, another text following, I say refresh. When I refresh, 3 goes up. Is that fine? Is it okay? That means both opening and closing tag work hand in hand. Very good, Enoch. I'm telling you that whenever you want to make effect, you have to know where do you want your effect to start from and where do you want your effect to end. So where you want it to start from, you put the opening tag of that element that you're indicating, and then you put the closing tag where you want the element to stop from. Now, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to digest on what I was supposed to talk about today. Okay? Okay? Who is this one? Who is this one? Who is this one? Jesse, why are you sending me whatever? This Jesse. What do you want to tell me? I'm seeing a message here. Okay. Something like that. Any question before I proceed on what I'm supposed to do today? Okay. As you're typing your question. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that we need what we have these different pages, but these pages are supposed to link to each other. I need the last one for power. We are using a sub tag. We are using a sub tag that was Hilda. You can see it here, down here, that we are putting 3. We are putting 3. Oh, sorry, I'm on a different page. We are putting 3 under sub. Okay? But the mistake you might do let me show you this, guys. A mistake you might end up doing is after putting that 3, maybe you have other words that you want maybe to indicate. Let me put my friend's name, Letitia. I think she's on this call. Oh, she's absent. Is she absent? Is Letitia absent? Is she absent or she's on this call? She's chopping lectures. Eh? Someone has told me Letitia is chopping lectures. Someone is saying present. Who is who and who is which? She doesn't want to attend. Okay, noted. You tell her 5 marks are off. Now, what I was trying to tell you that sometimes you can make this mistake. I'll put the teacher's name here. Now let us try to refresh. When I refresh, the name appears above. So in this case, if at all you have the continuing text, that's why I was trying to tell you, emphasizing that thing of a closing tag. What you do, you come back to your work here and then put a closing tag after 3. You put a closing, look here, analyze here very well. When I refresh, the teacher goes back to normal. Is that okay? I'm using such names so that you remember. I'm using such names so that you remember. Okay? Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Now, we are talking about hyperlinks. We are talking about hyperlinks. The links. Who is this? Who is that one disturbing? Haman, please, Haman, mute. I don't want to be forced to mute you guys. Very good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have what we call hyperlinks.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, I was asking. What's the difference between the sub and the sub?
The sub is putting the text above. Then the sub is putting the text below. Then the sub is putting the text above. We use the sub on H2O to make the 2 go below, and we are using the sub to make the 3 go above, to be our power symbol. Is that okay?
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. Now let us switch and talk about the links. Like whenever you're going to talk about the HTML links, okay, we need a web page is one, okay? A web page is one, like this one. We can call this one a web page. I have my web page, much as we are still having dummies, but we might call it a web page, isn't it? But a group of pages make a website. A group of pages, a group of these HTML pages make what we call a website. But you cannot navigate through these websites before you have links. You have to create links so that you can connect from one page to another. Okay? For example, let us make an example. Let us look at this example. We are in this whatever. Have you seen our work here? Have you seen this folder, ladies and gentlemen? Can you see this folder very well? Of BBC Web. I think that folder very well. Yes. Now, when you look at this whatever, we have 3 HTML files, okay? We have the index.html. You have the type here. You see, type is an HTML document. We have about us. Please mute. I don't want to force you guys to mute. Rubega Vicent, please mute, okay? Whenever you mute, it becomes very clear for you to hear. But if you leave your microphone unmuted, it makes an echo, and your friends will not hear very well. Okay, let me force you. I think you're very far. Thank you. Now we are saying that we are having this in our folder where we have saved our work. We are having the 3 HTML pages with one file which is having our images. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, we want to create links. Okay. These links normally be on top here. Okay. For example, here, let me first show you something here. Let us open here Mobsep login here. When you go here, you click on Mobsep, okay? You click on Mobsep, you see these other drop down. They are helping us to connect to other pages that are having electronic resources, Mob's website. These are links. These are the ones that we are talking about. They are called hyperlinks. They are called hyper what? They are called hyperlinks, okay? Now, they help us to navigate from one page to another. When I click on this one to show us for bachelor's, year one, for this, it keeps on, it helps us to navigate from one page to another. Now, for us, we have three pages in our work. Let us work on that. So you do this. Inside the body, we use what we call the anchor tag. We use what we call the anchor tag. The anchor tag is represented by letter A, okay? We press tab. Then this one specifies the location. It is called the href, which is the hyperreference. Where do you want to reference your page to? Because we said the hypertext helps us to link one page to another, or one website to another website, one website to another document, or other resources. We use hyperlinks. So that's why it is known as the href. The href is an attribute of an anchor tag. Okay? These ones, the ones we open with angle brackets, they are known as tags. Inside here, they are known as attributes. These are elements. These are properties, okay? The ones inside here are properties. Then we pass values. Now, we are on contact. What we do when we want to go back to our index.html, we come inside this hyperreference, inside this tag, and we specify what we want to type, okay? So I'll come in the middle here. Let me widen it a bit. I zoom it a bit and you see it clearly. I'm in position to see that. So I'm trying to type here the name. Have you seen this name? This name of the index of this file here, up here. Index.html is the one that we want to reference, okay? So you come and type it here. You say index.html. If you don't type it well, it will never connect. Now, once we save this and we load it on our contact page, we are not going to see anything. For example, let me show you here. Let us go back to our page, contact. We want that link to be on top of our page here, okay? Before the paragraph comes in. So when I refresh like this, we don't see anything. Reason being, we have not indicated what the user have to see so that to click on. The user will not see this, what we have written here, but the user must see the page we want to connect to. So in this case, we are referencing to index.html. And index.html, we said an index.html, it is the home page. So we are going to type here, home. Whatever you type between these tags is the one that is going to appear. Whatever we are typing between this anchor tag, the A tag, the opening tag for A, the opening tag for A ends here. And then the closing tag is here. So whatever we type in the middle, which is the home, is the one that is going to appear on our page. And once we click on that home, it is going to take us to the index.html page or file, okay? So let us go back and refresh. We refresh. Once we refresh, do we see anything? It's not seen. It's not seen. Are we putting it in the wrong folder? Let me first see. Oh, we didn't save maybe. Let us save. We come here, we save. Control S, or you can come here on your files and you click on save to make sure that the changes are made. Now let us go back and we see. Let us go back and we see. We need to see that it comes before this, before the paragraph, okay? So refresh. It is up here. Can you see it here, members? Can you see it here? If you can see it, you type a yes. Can you see it here?
Yes.
Now, good. Now, when we click on that button, when we click on that link, it has to take us on our index page, the one we designed last time. So let me click on it. I click on this, it takes us to this page. Okay? Those are known as links. Note these things down. First, note these things down. If I continue from here, note this thing down. Pick your pens and then you note this thing down. Are you ready to note down? And I start my. Are you ready? Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what we are saying. We are saying that hyperreference, hypertext. We say hypertext are in three forms. They are in three forms. They are in three forms. Okay. There are in three forms. One, we have what we call the section link, the section page link, section page link. Then two, we have what we call relative links. Then thirdly, we have what we call absolute links. We have the hypertext are in three forms. Okay, we have one, the section page link. Two, we have the relative links, and three, we have the absolute links. Put it down now. Yes, Halima, please mute. I don't want to force you to mute. Please mute. Good. Now we proceed. Now we are starting with the first one. The first one we said it is what? We said it is we said it is what? We said it is a section page link. Now a section page link is the one that we use when we want to view different section in a given page, like this page. If this page is having too much text or too much load, let me check something here, and then maybe we use it for that, for that purpose. Let me see here. Okay. Let me try to check something here, and then we use it as a text. Okay. Is this too much, or might be a little bit small than what I want? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to copy this text to be our dummy text. Okay, I'm just copying for the purpose of our work. Have you seen this page, ladies and gentlemen? Have you seen how long the page is? Have you seen how long this page is? Okay, the page is a little bit long. The page is long. Okay, now let us first copy it and then we put it in our work. Let us put this under here after Orem. After all this other work, I can remove this. Allow me to remove this. We have covered this. Allow me to remove this. I delete this. I open my P tag. We say we prefer writing the tags in lower cases. So I paste my work there. Now, let us go back to our website. When you go back to this page, the contact page, I refresh. Have you seen how long this document is? Have you seen how long this document is? So I'm going to just use only two links. One to help us come on the top here, and another one to help us go at the bottom, okay? At the bottom. So what we do here, we are going to come on our work here. This is the last one. Have you seen? This is the last one. So let me do this. Like this is, let us put here, we put here a paragraph or a heading. Let us put here a heading, and we put maybe H2, and we indicate that this is the second section, just to show for our own purpose. Section 2. This is section 2. Okay. This is section 2, where we see we have the word, and then this is the top. This is the first section. I'm going to put here another heading up here. Have you seen? It is really too long for us to navigate through. Okay, as our dummy text. So I come here. This is our first section. It has to be up here. Our first section is here. So let me remove this paragraphing thing here. I remove it. I put another heading which is H2 again. I say this is section 1. It is our first section. First section. We save. After saving, we go back to our page here. We go back to our page here. We refresh. You see that we are having section 2, and we are having also another section up here, which is our section 1. Okay, up here. The first section is just having section. The section 2 is having section 2. Okay, but you can clearly name it so that someone understands that this is section 1, like that. Now, what we do, we give what we call an ID. We are going to understand these IDs when time comes, but an ID is a unique identifier. It's a unique identifier. So I'm going to say ID, then I call it section 1. I call it section _1 for us to know it better. Okay? Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing on the second section. Let us go where the second section is. Down here. Okay, down here. This is the second section. Inside here, inside our opening HR tag is where we put the attributes. Attributes are always put in the opening tag. Okay, when you're describing the attribute, you must put it in the opening tag. So I'm putting it here. Then I call this one section 2. Section 2. Like that. I save. I'm going to use these IDs to call. Okay, to call. So at the top here, I want this, when you're at the top and you want to see something at the bottom, you go to the second section. So we come here, we have another HR reference. I'm just copying this, we are going to change it up. Then here, instead of indicating what we were indicating last time, we just come here and we put hash. And hash symbol calls on the section, calls on the ID. It is an indication that you want to call the ID. Then here we pass second section, section 2. Okay? We pass section 2. Then here we change. We say, go to second section. We change the text that the one the user is going to click on to go to our second section. Yeah? You can say, go to bottom. You can manipulate. Okay? So let us first see if this one works. If it works, then we work for the other one. So refresh. We want, if someone clicks on that link, it brings us to this section, the bottom section. So this one is the link. If I click on it, it brings me to this section. Are you seeing this? Let us go back. If I click on this link, which is showing that go to bottom, when I click on this one, it comes here. But we must have another link that takes us to the top. That's why we are calling them. They are linking in the same page. So let us go here. Let us go and then we put a link that is going to help us go back to the top. I'm going to copy this very link and then we make changes. I copy this. We go to the bottom of our page, of our section, in the second section. We go in our second section here. Okay? We go in our second section here. Below. Okay? Below here. But inside the body. We put this link and then we change. Remember, this is going to help us to go to section 2. So you took section 1, so you change and call this one section 1. And then say this. You can just call it top. You can just call it go top. Or you can just call it top. Okay? Now, what you will see on your browser, you will just see top. You just see top. You just see top. You just see top. Okay. Now let us go to our page and we see whether the changes are made. So when I refresh here, okay, when I refresh this web page, let me try to zoom a bit. Yes. Now I go on the top. I go on top. We click to go to bottom. It takes us to the bottom. I have this that is showing me top. When I click on this, it is not taking us there. Why do you think it's not taking us there? We have not
it's
made changes where? It is because
the ID has uppercase letters, yet we use lowercase letter.
very good. Have you seen that? This one is typed in lower cases. We typed it in lower cases, and we're typing it we're typing it in upper cases. That's where the problem was. So Control save, then we go back here, we refresh. Once you refresh, we click on bottom. It takes us to bottom. When you click on this down one at shows top, when you click on it, it takes us back to the top. Have we understood what we call the section links? Pardon, on why we use hash. Hash is used for an ID, but you said an HTML is not, yes, it is not case sensitive. It is not case sensitive when we are typing the tags, but an ID is a unique identifier. A unique identifier must have those whatever. So this is what I was trying to mean. Let us go back here. Someone was telling me that. Have you seen this ank tag? The hypertext transfer protocol, the HTTP. So I'm going to say HTTP, okay, full colon / then I put mobsep. I'm going to put mobsep dot mobs. It is dot mobs. Dot mobs. Is it dot mobs? I think mobsep. Let me first check its location. Let me first check its location, ladies and gentlemen. Don't cry. Don't cry. I want to put a right URL. Yes, it is this. It is mobsep. That's it. That's it. Okay. We come here. We say dot mobs. .ug. Okay. Then we put here connect to mobsep. Connect to mobsep. Connect to mobsep will be the one visible. Now let us try to load this about us, and we see whether this link will appear. Okay. Let us try to open it in our browser. Have you seen something like this? Connect to mobsep. I want you to analyze very well. It is here, connect to mobsep. Connect to mobsep. Look here clearly, I'm clicking on it. Once I click on it, it is going to load to mobsep. Are you seeing that? That is an absolute URL. But the challenge we are having, ladies and gentlemen, it is closing our work. Whenever you're designing your website and you want to connect to another external website, you don't allow the website to open within your work. What you do, you make sure it opens in another window, okay? And to do that, we specify with another attribute. I'm going to come here and I add in the opening tag. Can you see this? Let me zoom a bit. Let me zoom a bit and you see it very well. Here. Let me first note for you this very well and you understand it. It is a dash. Okay, dash. I say this is an absolute URL. Okay, then I close it. I'm making a comment. This is how we do a comment so that you can read and see. A moment, I plug in my charger. A moment, let me plug in my charger. Continue. Let us continue. I'm back. Now, what we do, like, because it is opening in our same work, I think you saw what happened. Let me first open it again, and then you see what we are talking about. Have you seen here? This is our work. When I click on this link, what happens is it is loading in our very page of MOOCs registration. We don't want this to happen because going back takes huge effort. We don't want this to happen. We want it to open in the next window here. Okay? So we change the attributes so that our work remains open and then we connect to another MOOC. Okay? So what happens? We come here and then we have the attribute known as targets. We have targets. Okay? Targets. Sorry. we have the attribute known as target. Okay, the target attribute. Inside the target attribute has different, parameters that you can pass or values. We have self, which is always the default. We have very many, but we are going to use what we call blank. The blank, to type the word blank, you first put an underscore. Okay, you say blank, blank, like that. We save. Okay, let us go back to our work. Let us go back to our work. You refresh. Okay. Now, when I click on this connect to MoveSafe, I don't want it to open from here on our window, but I want it to go on the next new window. So when I click this, when it is loading, have you seen? It is joining on the next window. Are you seeing that, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. That's good. Now, that is one. I'm having 19 minutes today simply because I went back and we recapped. Allow me we finish this time, okay? I always want to leave early so that I give you time to prepare for other things. Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? Or you want me to leave now? We are all mature, we can agree, yeah? Pardon, sir, on that blank thing. No. So what we are saying, we have said that we don't want to open this page. When you open this page and you want to connect to another page, okay? And you want to connect to another page. You want to connect to another page. I always want to hide this, but it disturbs me. You want to go to another page. We don't want our work, the next link to open within this very page. We want it to open in the next window, this other window, and a blank window, okay? So we come here and we set our attribute that the target we need, we want it on a blank page. Okay, but to type the word blank, you must start with an underscore. Okay, you must start with an underscore. That's what I say. So let us try it here and then you see. So when I click here on connect, it opens another window and our work remains open, but we have this window. Still, when I click on this work, it opens another window. Our work remains open. That's what I was meaning. That's what I was meaning. Okay, now let us talk about another. I'm having two things to talk about. Okay, I want to still on URLs. I want to talk about another URL that is within your work. It is within your work, but you cannot, it is not in the same folder. Let us come here and then we first close this. Let me first close maybe index.html and index.html. Now let me go here. This is the folder we had saved our work. Let us create another folder. Let us create another folder and we call it BBC URL. BBC URL, like that. Then we move this folder for index. It goes in this. Don't you see here we are having only two files. We are having contact and we have about us. You may have other URLs in different folders. Now, the index is now in this folder. For us to join index, you're going to see that our pages are having errors, okay? Now you see, an index.html is no longer a relative URL. Why? It is not in the same folder with these ones, but rather it is in the different folder here up. Okay, so let us load this page. We load this page. Let us click on home. When I click on home, what happens? Let me first widen this a bit. So when you click on home, the page doesn't exist. Are you seeing this? So to solve this problem, you must identify this absolute URL. It has a specific location. So what we do, we come back here to our codes. To our subline, okay? Where there is index, because index is in a different folder, we specify that folder. We say BBC URL slash. A slash tells us that go to BBC, a slash means enter that folder. Okay, so when I save and we go back to this page, we refresh, I click on home, it takes us to home. I think that it is also an absolute URL. So what you're going to do, you're going to repeat this in your work. You're going to repeat this for all these other links for them to work. Then there's also getting out of, you're going to show me that one you carry out research on how to go to move from this index.html to these other pages. Let me do one last thing in 5 minutes and we go. There's someone who is asking me a question here. I want to do one last thing and we go. Other things you do them. A new shortcut move set. Okay. Now let us continue. Lastly, we can use links to connect to a given email. Maybe you want to send an email. Okay. You want to send an email. What we do, we bring the Anc tag. Okay. In the Anc tag, we type the Anc tag like that. In the reference, we put the email that we want to join to. Okay. For example, I'm going to put the keyword is mail to, then full colon. You type the word mail to, and then you put a full colon. Okay. Then you type your whatever, your email, the email that you want them to send the email on. Okay. So here I will type where Hassan. Okay. Then here we put the whatever we want the user to click on while sending us what? The message. Okay. I've remembered one other thing. So I don't know whether I will cover it. There's some other thing I've also remembered. So you can say email us. Email us. Full stop. So the email us will be visible in our web browser. Once the user clicks on this email us as a link, it is going to help us. It is going to help us to join on the email and send the email direct. Let us try it out. We do this. Okay, refresh. Which page did I put that in? Let me see. It is in About Us. About Us page. Let us try to run this page. Run the page. We have this element, email us. Okay. Once the user, now these ones you can put them in contact us page. The contact us page, when someone wants to email you, they click on email us. Once they click on the email us, it has to open the site where you are supposed to send your email from, with already that email indicated. Okay, with already that email indicated. It just has to take you there for you to write a new email. It is still loading here. First, wait and see. It is still loading. It is still loading. Okay. It is still loading. Have you seen? It comes with this email. Much as my email is already there, but I've used my very email. That's why it is showing the very email. But if I had given another email here, it would be indicated here. Have you seen this? The email goes there automatically. The user will not have to look for your email. Is that okay, ladies and gentlemen? Is that okay? Is that okay? Good. But again, you may find that this underlining is not good. Let me change that one. I am just going to come here to the Anc tag. At the end here, I say style. This is an inline styling. I say styling. I say text decoration none. Text decoration none. I save. Okay. So let us come here and we see. If we refresh, the decoration goes off. That one is known as the inline styling. So even if the decoration is not there, when I click on it, it is still a link, joins. Okay. Let us try to put someone else's email. Then we see whose email should I use here? Whose email should I use? Okay, let us just use a dummy email. We say BBC Day. Okay. Our email is bbcday@yahoo. It is bbcday@yahoo.com. bbcday@yahoo.com. So I'm going to refresh my page. Then I try to connect. When I click on the link, we are interested to see this email connecting to the other. When I click on the link, have you seen here? It brings bbcday@yahoo.com. Is that clear, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, allow me to do this last thing. We always put this last thing on the contact us page. It is known as the address tag. It is the last one we are doing for today. It is the last one we are doing for today. Okay, let me come here. Let me come here, down here, and I first put here my P tag, and I call it, a heading. Let me put a heading. Let me put a heading, H1, and I call it address. Okay. Now, we are going to put the address down there. This is what I'm trying to mean. We are going to put the address down here. Down here, we want our address. To put the address, we use what we call the address tag. Okay? We use the address tag. So what we are going to do, we are going to come here and open the address tag. It is here. We say address. Inside here is where we type our address. For example, this email we have put here can come there. I can copy it, and you put your email in the address. Okay? Then you put a BR tag because you want everything to go on the next line. Right? Have you seen how you're using the BR tag? Now, when you put the BR tag, you type here, you put maybe in another paragraph, or you can just type the whatever you may just type whatever the words. You say, find us. Or we are located. We are located at ADB. Okay? You get. Then you say contact us on. You put maybe the full colon there. You put the BR tag. You can keep putting this BR tag to make sure that you're connecting to the next line. Okay? You put a BR tag, you come, you do the same thing, BR, you want it to go to the next line. Then we put our contact plus 256, sorry. It is plus 256, okay? You say maybe 776 13 46 48. Save. Let us go back to our page and we see how it looks like. We come, we refresh. This is how it is looking. Have you seen this? It is the address. You can type your address like this and it appears like this. You can even do some inline styling if at all you want. You can do the inline styling by going to the address tag inside here, and then you say style. It brings the style attribute. You say text color. You say color. You can just say color. We name our color. Sorry. You can say color. Then we put our color to green. We want it to appear in green. At the same time, you may want the style to be bold. We say font style. Let me see. Okay, let us not go much into that. Okay, I want us to see this small difference. Like you can do an inline styling. When you change, it changes your color to green. Have you seen this? It is changing the color to green. The reason as to why email is not changing color, it is because we have not specified the email. We have only specified elements inside here, but an anchor tag must be specified. If I also bring this one here, I bring it and then I put it somewhere here, it might change. Let us save and see. Change. Oh, sorry. Have we saved? Save. Control C. Oh, we are having style tries. We are having the style tries. Okay. We are having the style tries. Tries. Let me just come here. Okay. Let us remove this one first. We don't want to overlap it. Save. I think I've done it clearly. Then we come here and then we refresh. Have you seen it also changes to green? It changes to green. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next week we are meeting physical. I think I've not talked about the images, the background image. I've not done that. So what we are going to do during our physical classes, if I don't come, Master Ali or Master Sadat might come in and then do that for you. But hopefully I might be there. If I'm not caught up, I'll be with you. I'll proceed with you. Let me hope you've understood something. I always prefer when you understand something. And if at all you've understood something, it is the best to be one of the greatest. Next week we are meeting. We are going to start on the serious work. We are supposed to introduce CSS. The reason as to why I'm very fast, I want us to cover something that is going to be important in your life, okay? So any question before I quit? Any question before I quit? There's no question?
We appreciate.
Okay, I do appreciate too. Okay, I think Master Ali has already left. Is he still on Discord?